everybody.
Are we on?
We are.
Is it live?
We are live.
We're
See,
back.
It says it. Just like usual. We're back.
I feel like I'm normally over there. Am I normally over here? I feel like I'm normally over here.
I think we switch places. It just depends on the day.
It feels weird.
You were over here last time.
I was over here last time.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Like we haven't seen each other for the past 12 days.
Yep.
Hey, it's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. Rachel and Jerry Niesman, the Niesman team at Keller Williams Realty. We are here to talk about it. Whoo! You getting back in the business of business? Did you take off the holiday season? Talk to me like you don't know me.
Did I take off the holiday season? A little bit.
How's your New Year getting kicked off?
It's good. Crazy.
Wow, so descriptive. I just don't even know what to do with that. Just say good.
We did take off the holidays, so kind of. We worked
a little bit of time.
But we worked from away, from afar.
We did travel.
We did travel. New York, New Jersey, skiing, New York City.
I didn't ski. For all of you out there listening that are concerned about
all the way across the country, and went to Vegas.
We did go to Vegas
for New Year's and my birthday.
Yay! Happy New Year's, everybody. We are back here, healthy, happy, and excited to be talking about it. Today we have a cool topic. I'll tell you what we're talking about, and then we'll do a little bit of an intro. So, it's a new year. People need to
It is.
People
are so crazy.
Somebody pointed out to me, I wish they hadn't, but somebody pointed out to me that the year 2021, if you listen to it differently, it's the year 2021. It's like WON, like 2021, where it's like, more of it. No, 2021.
Nope.
No, it's 2021, ONE, period. And things have gone amazing these last 12 days.
Yeah.
We're back to business as usual. Business as normal. We're here at our home office in Florida. This is not our home office, but Kind of, yeah.
I work out here sometimes.
I do too.
You work out here sometimes.
I do, especially today on gloomy days like today. For those of us in Southwest Florida, it's been a very gloomy, rainy day, which is one of my favorite weathers. Perfect to elbow grease, push up the sleeves and get a bunch of work done. So I feel like I've done that. Very productive day. I hope you all are having a productive day. Speaking of productivity, today we are talking about turning New Year's resolutions into SMART goals. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So
we do this already, but
we do this already, but I will say is I'm jokingly tell me, what are you back to business? Because we live together, work together, married, all those things. But I have not asked you this question. So on the spot with Talk About It Tuesday, Real Talk Me, do you, Jerry Niesman, have any New Year's resolutions this year? Have you, in your mind, set a New Year's resolution?
No.
Interesting.
I don't do New Year's resolutions. I never have.
I always do.
Really?
Yes, I do.
So what's yours?
So I have two. One, I'm keeping private. I feel like I need to keep it private it's one of those things that it's I've heard in some of my podcasts, motivational podcasts that I listen to, that if you tell people, I've heard both sides, of course. Tell people to hold you accountable, but also speaking things aloud makes you feel like you've already partly accomplished it, and it's less pressing of a thing. But then
I've never heard that.
And that it's I'm sure you've heard quotes or sayings about let your results be your noise. I have something that I'm working on privately where I want to be guess what? Have you noticed that this amazing effort? Are you curious?
I am.
Ooh, interesting. All right. So, but I have one New Year's resolution that is working on something towards on my bucket list. So Jerry and I both have our own bucket list, things I want to accomplish in my life. He has his own silly things. They're not
mine silly and yours are not.
Okay, so they're not silly, but they're expensive. That's when I think, I'm like, oh, let's man a submarine, sleep in an igloo.
I don't want to man a submarine. I want to drive a submarine.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
That's exactly what it is. Can somebody please back me up on here? Please put in the comments, if you're listening to me, to man a submarine, doesn't that mean to drive a submarine?
No, it means to be a person like helping facilitate a submarine moving. I'm not talking like a big military submarine. I'm talking Siri, like a little submarine.
I just got an iPhone for the first time ever. Hey Siri, can you drive a submarine? She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's talking about the speed of light. So apparently I don't know how to work the iPhone yet. So my New Year's resolution is loosely, it's a real legit New Year's resolution. It's on working towards one of my bucket list items, which is have my own independent art gallery showing at some point in my life. Some point in my life, I want to fill up a room with my friends and family to walk around in ooh and ah over artwork that I've created. I've been studying fine arts since I was a kid. And so my New Year's resolution is to paint more this year. But you'll see as we go through taking a resolution and turning it into a SMART goal, we're going to take my New Year's resolution as an example and turn it into a SMART goal for me. Cool. All right, let's get into it.
Once again, you have one,
yes. Once again, Jerry and Rachel Niesman, we work together, real estate team. He's a licensed realtor, 10 years, over 500 happy families that we've sold homes to in Southwest Florida. I'm behind the scenes doing all of the fun, pretty things. If you've ever gotten a card in the mail, I'm the one that's addressed it. And so I do all of the admin stuff. We are also an expanding team. You may have worked with like our transaction coordinators. Who else? We have a new office assistant. You have a new assistant.
Yep.
And showing assistants that are amazing realtors as well. And we feel really fortunate. And this goes right in, this topic right now is my wheelhouse, which is operations. We use SMART goal planning every single year in our real estate business. And so whether you run your own business or not, you can take these things that you want to accomplish and take something really big, like my example, which is I want to paint more this year, and turn it into a SMART goal. And that's really what I'm great at. I'm great at putting into place these specific measurable goals and like crossing things off the list.
Yeah. So every time I make a goal for myself for the business, Rachel then turns around and says, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this? And basically runs down this checklist. And then I have to redo everything.
Then he has to redo everything. I think he's come to me at one point and said, I want to be a YouTube star. And I'm like, okay, that's nothing. That means nothing to me, Jerry. That's so far away. Does anybody watching, you guys have New Year's resolutions?
Hey, but we're working on it.
Yeah. But
we had to go through and rework how we're going to get there. How do we make it happen?
That's not quantified.
It's happening. It is quantifiable.
It's quantifiable. It has not been quantified.
Yes, it has.
Okay. All right. So
you're just not involved in that. Because
I
have a new assistant. She's working on that on the back end too. She's doing the same things.
Good.
She's taken over a lot of Rachel's roles in the business so that Rachel can work on her art and work on teaching our kid.
Yeah. So we're virtual schooling our kid. Now. Is there anybody watching that's still got kids at home that they're virtual schooling or educating at home?
Our one that likes it.
Yes, she does. She's doing great.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So my New Year's resolution or your New Year's resolution, things are usually a really vague statement, which is I want to lose weight. I want to get healthier. I want to
paint more.
I want to be in a relationship. I want to get a new hobby. I want to make more money. I'm going to X, Y, Z. those are cool starting places. They really are. It gives you some insight onto what you feel like you need to focus on for the next phase in your life. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but the problem is, how do you know when you've arrived? There's a real, okay, so one thing that's not included in the SMART goal planning, which we keep saying SMART, it's an acronym, like so many things in business, or so many things are. So SMART stands for, I don't know, he's looking at a tip, share to groups. Okay, cool. We're learning about Facebook in the middle of our Facebook Live session. So a SMART goal, the acronym is, do you remember it without looking at the page? What is it? SMART is
you just looked. I cheated. Specific, measurable, attainable.
Right.
What's R?
Relevant.
Relevant, yes. And time-based or time-bound,
yeah.
However you want
a deadline to be on there.
Correct.
One thing that I think is missing at the end of SMART goals is SMART exclamation point goals. And here's why. I feel like one of the best thing about New Year's resolution or SMART goal planning is the celebration at the end when you've accomplished it. So like, how do you know? How do you celebrate? How do you reward yourself?
Yeah.
How do you know if, I want to be in a relationship? Well, what if it's a really not good one, right? Well, I want to paint more. Well, last year I painted 15 hours. So will 20 hours get me to where I want to be in the end of the year? Is that my resolution? So let's turn these resolutions into SMART goals, SMART exclamation point, SMART goals. So we can celebrate at the end. We know when we've arrived and we know when we can celebrate it. So I'm going to type in this into the comments here, what SMART stands for. And I want you to start with specific and tell us what it's all about.
All right. So specific, basically you need to make your goals specific, not just, like we said, paint more, but how much more? And where is that goal? Where are you trying to go with that goal? So what is your long-term plan? Is it to have a gallery showing at the end of this year?
Right.
Like that much more? And then how many paintings do you need to have, or paintings, drawings, whatever type of artwork, how many do you need to have done to be able to have that gallery showing?
Right. So to set a specific, I feel like it starts for me to turn my New Year's resolution of I want to paint more into a true SMART goal. We need to talk a little bit about the time bound. So you can take your New Year's resolution, and there's a lot of them that can be sped up as much or as little as you want to put effort in. And so like I have 1 year to paint more, and it's towards a long-term goal of wanting to have a gallery showing. So say I need 20 to 24 pieces to enter to a gallery to submit out of my portfolio and say, here's 24 paintings. Are you interested in hosting a gallery showing for me? So that would mean I could do one a day and be done at the end of January or at the end of February. I'm going to paint one a day. But is that realistic for my goal and for my actual life that takes place? There yet. Right. So specific is I'm going to go with a number, and I'm going to say I think I should be able to knock out one painting monthly for a total of 12 paintings completed and like digitally saved, ready to submit to galleries in this year.
Okay.
So 12, one painting per month on average.
Specific and measurable, I guess. And really for you, specific would probably be what type of artwork.
Right.
Do you want to create? Where like if somebody's their New Year's resolution is I want to get in better shape, in what way do you want to get in better shape?
That's
do
so
you
true.
Want to Are you looking to lift weights and bulk up? Are you looking to
muscle,
lose weight?
lose
Are you
inches,
looking
lose
to
pounds?
Right. Are you looking to
lower your blood pressure?
Train for a 5K or a marathon or whatever. Like any of those specific things. What are you really looking to accomplish with this goal?
Correct. And so for me, it is, I want to paint more, specifically acrylic paint on canvas in a series that I've already like mentally started mapping out. I want to get to a destination in this series of paintings that I have an idea for.
Okay. So second one, the M stands for measurable. What evidence will you use to prove your progress, and how often are you going to review it?
Ooh, I like that.
So for you, the evidence is, have you finished, like how many paintings have you finished?
Right.
And how often are you going to review it? So you said you feel you can accomplish one a month.
Right.
So then you would review that. You could review it just once monthly, but at the end of the month, when it's like, oops, I don't have one done, then what?
Right.
So also, really, should you look at it weekly or bi-weekly and say, hey, I'm halfway through the month. Am I halfway done with my painting?
I know that one really good habit of creative people, whether it's writers, artists, it's a commitment to do a certain amount of time per day. And that's really how you should break it down, or how I should break it down for my specific goal, which is measurable. I should be painting 5 hours a week, whether it's 5 hours on a Saturday, 1 hour every morning, Monday through Friday. I should be able to, like, okay, if the average painting is 40 hours and I want to do one a month, that's 10 hours a week. Let's say I do, however, I got to figure it out, but it should be measurable. The goal should be measurable. I want to run this specific 5K. I want to do the turkey trot on Thanksgiving. I want to lose 10 inches from my waist. I want my blood pressure to come down to this amount. I want to, what are like some good hobbies? I want to save 10% of every dollar I touch. And we're going to get into that another time. Yeah. It should be a measurable goal that you're putting out there. So what's A?
So the A stands for attainable. So make sure that you can actually accomplish the goal. Not easily accomplish, but actually accomplish. So you don't want to make this goal so easy that it's like, okay, not a big deal, I can do this anytime. But at the same time, you don't want to, like, as somebody who, let's say you weigh 200 pounds, you can't say I want to lose 100 pounds.
Right.
Over the next 6 months, because that's not realistic. It's not healthy. It's not attainable. So you gotta make sure that goal is attainable, but you don't want to make it so easy that there's really no desire to actually do it.
I used to do yoga once upon a time when I would go to a gym and tuck my kids away for 2 hours with a caregiver so I could have work on de-stressing my body and mind. I would go to yoga, and our yoga teacher always told us, make yourself uncomfortable, and that's the zone you want to live in. Because if it's easy, if you don't feel any flex in your muscles, if you don't feel any pull at all, you're not pushing yourself to the next level. But if you go too far to where it's painful on the other side, then you're going to put yourself back from your goal of making progress.
Because you hurt yourself.
Because you hurt yourself. And so I've always thought of this attainable in that idea, which is make yourself uncomfortable to accomplish the next big stage of growth of whatever it is. Is it easy to start tucking aside 10% of your paycheck? No, miserable or uncomfortable. It shouldn't be miserable, but it should be uncomfortable. You may have to learn to do this or learn to do that, or whatever you have to do to get there, but live in the zone of discomfort, because if it's too easy, then it won't matter.
Right.
All right, what do we got next?
Next is relevant.
Okay.
So your shorter term goals need to be relevant to your own personal, they need to align with your own personal values.
Sure.
And your long-term objectives. So, for example, our family, what do we call it? What is it? Our mission statement or family? Well, our family values, like what we are always striving towards is what we refer to as healthy, wealthy, and wise.
That's like our slogan.
Yeah.
Our family, if we had a slogan, it's healthy, wealthy, and wise.
So any of our goals need to be relevant to that long-term overall outlook of, is it helping us get healthy or healthier than we are, wealthier than we are, or wiser than we are?
Yep.
If it's not relevant to those things, it's probably not something that we need to work on.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, make sure it's relevant. Like, it would make no sense for me to say, oh, I wanted to paint more, but there's a ceramic, somebody told me about a pottery class that's taking place downtown, and maybe I'll take a break from what I'm doing and go do that, because I don't know if anybody else in the room gets distracted, but I'm about the queen of starting projects and not finishing them. I get very easily like, oh, but this looks like fun, and stop planning the Valentine's Day decorating to start planning Mia Bella's birthday party. And so I need to have SMART goals and keep my breakup points relevant to the final goal. And so, yeah. What about T?
So T would be time-based or time-bound. That's the easiest one, I think. And there's got to be a deadline to it. When do you want to accomplish this by? Otherwise, it just goes on forever. And then how do you know when you got there?
And it's even, I like to do a lot of baby stepping. I like to do a lot of really small milestones along the way. Like I said, I want to complete 12 paintings this year. I can break that down to 1 painting a month. If I'm going to spend 30 hours, and it needs to be 7.5 hours per week. And then I'm going to do 2.5 hours on Saturday and 1 hour each weekday. And maybe every Sunday, if I do it, I'm going to go get myself a cupcake from the Publix and actually reward myself with milestones along the way. And so when you break down bigger goals into smaller time-bound goals, like if you picture your end result, and there's got to be a deadline for that, and then along the way hit smaller milestones along the way. That's my favorite way to approach that. And speaking of cupcakes, let's talk about the exclamation point that I tack at the end of SMART goals, which is
celebration.
Celebrate the wins.
So a lot of times it helps to have a reward. If you set yourself a big goal, attach a big reward to it.
Right.
And then you can also, if it helps you, as you take those, like we said, measurable, how often are you going to review your progress? So you break it down into monthly or weekly. Let's say it's a goal for the entire year. This is your New Year's resolution. By the end of the year, you want to do this. Well, now you've set your time. So it's by the end of the year. And then you break it down into how, the smaller increments, whether it be monthly or weekly or whatever, and you review to see how you're doing on progress to get there. Maybe you set yourself smaller weekly little rewards.
Sure. It could be anything from, ordering a movie from Amazon Prime at the end of a hard week. It could be a small treat for yourself, whatever you want to do. But you should, even if it's just mentally celebrate the win, take a moment of mentally patting yourself on the back for doing these things along the way, because that will keep you moving throughout the process. And so, yeah, I think it's important.
Yeah.
No New Year's resolutions for you. I know you have goals in 2021. ONE.
I do.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
business goals.
We've got a bunch of them.
Business goals, personal goals. I am the one Niesman who apparently sets New Year's resolutions. I have 2.
Well, because I do all of that stuff in like October.
Yeah, we
September
do.
and October, and so and I've done this so long that I don't do generic resolutions. I do SMART goals.
We set goals for ourselves as a couple and for ourselves as individuals every 6 months. We sit down and we say, where do we want to be? Where are we headed to? How do we get there? It helps as a courtesy to my organization and keeping track of everything and planning fun rewards. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I would love it if you would share your New Year's resolution with us if you're making one, or your SMART New Year's resolution turned SMART goal. So what's my official SMART goal for the year? No longer New Year's resolution.
So
Rachel Niesman.
How many paintings do you need for a gallery showing? Do you need between 20 and 24? So is this going to be like a 2-year plan?
Yeah, I would say 24 to 30 even.
So a 2 to 3 year plan?
Yeah.
Okay. And so this year, oops.
Terrible.
So this year we are, or you are, I should say, going to paint 1 painting a month.
1 painting per month. So I will stand here at our year-end 2021 Talk About It Tuesday and show you all my paintings. Hand to the sky. I'm going to put it in the calendar. I better set up my studio.
You better set up your studio and you better put it in your calendar.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. And so I hope you guys are very successful. I hope you get a good plan in place for your year to come. I find that in a world of uncertainty, when we don't always know exactly what's coming and what's going, it's nice to have some semblance of control over where you're headed. It brings me peace to have a plan in place and to execute the plan, even if it's meaningless to everybody else in the world. It's meaningful to me.
Yeah.
And so,
that's what matters.
So I hope you guys are having a great start to your New Year's. We will be back next week and weekly on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. here on Facebook Live. Talk About It Tuesday, Rachel and Jerry Niesman. I think we're probably going to do some more topics similar to this, which is my side of the business. I love real estate. It's totally not boring to me at all. No, I do. I think it's fascinating. I think it's interesting. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to keep you updated on the market this year. We're going to keep you updated on how things are changing. We're going to keep you updated on what it looks like headed into the spring and summertime, which is a different selling season than what we're currently in the winter selling season. And we are also going to share with you, talk about some of my side of the business, which is more the organizational structure behind running your own business or running your own life. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I mean, it's stuff that we would use anyways, regardless of business or not. We use it throughout our entire lives now.
It's stuff that I regularly teach and train on. Things like scheduling, how to make sure you have and can execute a schedule to be as productive as possible, and tips for increasing your personal wealth, how to start with nothing and learn how to turn that into something. I am really excellent at, for those who don't know, I'm basically a homemaker. I help Jerry in my free time or in my home time, but I do not independently work. And my job is to work for him. And I consider an important part of that saving money while he's earning money. And so saving money tips and tricks. I cook all my own food from scratch. We eat out very infrequently. And so all sorts of cool tips to come from his side of the business and my side of the business. It's business and home side of things. But I look forward to it.
Yeah. And the Thursday home tours that we typically do.
Very exciting. Tell me about it.
We are changing that up a little bit in that, I've tried.
How does he always know when
I tried, but
it's the end?
He decided he wanted to come join. He had to
show.
He had to show himself.
Here's our little mascot.
And so I've decided to get away from doing new homes on the market because they sell so fast and there's not a whole lot of them right now.
Sure.
And so new construction has been more and more, I mean, that's my background. That's where I started in real estate anyways. But it's become so much more of a common request these days that what we're doing now is we're going to go and introduce you all to all of the new home communities all over Southwest Florida. And so we'll show you the communities, the amenities, the model homes, and all that. Now, obviously, that takes a little bit longer, and I can't record it live because you guys would get sick and tired of trying to watch it. And so we're going to record them ahead of time, and then we will still be posting them every Thursday.
Awesome.
So those will be coming every Thursday. We're going to post them to YouTube, and then we will share them here on Facebook as well. So that'll still be coming Thursdays. It'll just be pre-recorded. And but you can still, if you got questions, comments, need more information, you can ask it there on YouTube, here on Facebook, and we will get you all the answers, or call or text, whatever you got.
And of course, if you're in the market to buy or sell a home right now, or invest in real estate, please give us a call. We're happy to help anybody and everybody. We're working with clients all day, every day right now. We have some exciting new additions to the Niesman team coming in the year to come. Not like baby additions. For the love of God, no, we're not having any. No, the team, not the team. And so, yeah, we're excited to share with you guys as all of those new things come about for our business. And so I think that's it.
That's it.
Got anything, Gussie, you want to say bye-bye?
He says, no, I'm going to
Thank you guys so much. It is Jerry and Rachel Niesman, 239-201-9583. Jerry Niesman, you're looking somewhere at the name. You can see it, Niesman @gmail.com is our email. Feel free to email us there. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. Taco About It Tuesday.
Yep.
So I hope you guys have a great night. And I hope it gets sunshiny back in Southwest Florida.
It'll be back tomorrow or Thursday.
I'm going to enjoy it for now. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Later.
Bye.
I can't do the thing.
That's not the end.
How do
The
I
end
do
is
it?
on the other side. Here, I'll do it. Dog's in the way. There you go. Yep.